Use the code CHICKEN in the shop.
Hey guys, the Chicken is here. We are back today with another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, we are still parked. We're done, I think, for the season. I saw the leaderboard moved, like, I don't know, 20 or 30 spots since yesterday, so should be fine to get that next notch in that top 500 trophy. Hopefully, if we got to dive back in, we'll do it, but I'm really doubting it at this point. So you guys let me know down below in the comments how you made out on the season. By the time this comes out, it will be finished. So, yeah, so you guys let me know how you did in the comments. Always interested to see that. What I am going to try to do is get some pictures of the Chinese leaderboard just so we can do some comparisons where they ended up to where we ended up. I think it would be cool to look at that, and then we can actually see how competitive the top 500 would have been had they all been placed inside of it. So, guys, appreciate it if you throw in that code CHICKEN into the shop. Also, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. We got season 41 coming just around the corner. Mega Crab, I believe, has been pushed back to next week, or the week after, or something like that. Because typically Crab Week, I guess, was this week, like a few days ago. But yeah, I think Crab is going to be next week. So, got that to look forward to. But I wanted to talk about season 40 just kind of as a whole here. Other than the stupid boom mines thing, which we'll talk about, I felt like the tech tree was really good. I felt like the spacing in it was nice, and there was different paths you could take. If you wanted to go rocket choppers, you could do that. If you wanted to double down at 4 yards super early and go, critters, and there was a top path and a bottom path, and they both kind of ended up being good. It just depended on your playstyle. That's what we always want in warships, right? And when we're talking about like building tech trees and that kind of thing. We don't want it to be all one path is the best way. Everything else is bad. And we don't want it, like, being able to go different ways and then come to kind of the same conclusion is cool. And I felt like this tree really knocked that out of the park. And there was, nothing that was really bad about the overall layout. There's a couple stupid things, like they put these mines here, which were really expensive. I'd like to see that one swap with the gunboat node. And then they had, the whole disastrous boom mine thing. Obviously, we'll talk about that next. But then they had this mine node here, which was really strange. I think when we showed the sneak peeks, this node was over here. Or no, the smoke node was over there. And they ended up switching them back. So hopefully the team has learned once the game is live, don't make changes to the tech tree because that could have unforeseen consequences like we saw this season. So, to touch on the boom mines again, I know I was harping on it all season that, it was a problem and it was unfair. I still believe that. I still do believe the players that got 20 boom mines had a pretty significant advantage over those that didn't, especially early on, not so much towards the end of the tech tree, but I really do believe there was 2 or 3 days where, depending on the path that you took, if you were defensive, if you were a little bit ahead, those boom mines definitely were tough to deal with. Now, players will say, oh, well, you can just take rocket choppers. Rocket choppers don't hit mines. Sure, but rocket choppers are hard to use, and they're also 42 keys, and they weren't really on the path that I wanted to go, as you can see. So that was frustrating for sure. But at the same time, it ended up not really holding us back. I think we stayed in rank 19 and ended up not getting to diamond a little bit longer because we had 8 instead of 20, and because I was using bombardiers mostly. So, other than that, I felt like we were able to get around it. And, I mean, it wasn't game-breaking, and, we ended up getting a solid finish out of it. And I could still keep moving forward now. I'm just, finished with the season at this point. So, I don't think something like that will ever happen again. I don't think they'll move nodes around once the tech tree is live after that. Because that was obviously a pretty big problem. They never came out. I don't believe they ever came out and said anything about the change or anything like that. They never really addressed it, which was kind of strange. But yeah, like say for example, right now, if I unlock smoke, nothing would actually happen. I wouldn't get anything because I already have smoke because of the switch. So yeah, other than that, which was a big issue. Other than that, I felt like the season was really cool, and I was really happy with how the tech tree was designed. The deck layouts were really good too. I know last season and the season before we had the 70R fully unlocked deck, but we only had the one ramp from right here, which made it really tricky because there's only so many ways to hit it. With this one, you had different ways to hit it because you had the different options of. You could land from wherever. Like we had the huge ramp on this side and then the bottom ramp to use as well. So that kind of made for some interesting attacks and some interesting base building as well. On the last day, typically what happens is it comes down to who can find the hot base. You can find a base that people don't know how to hit, throws a wrench into their their attacks that they've been consistently using, and that's how you really get ahead. So. Especially once everyone has the same tech. I, again, don't really want to push right now because everyone's got the same tech, so it's just going to be a huge grind, which I'm not interested in at the moment. So let's play a little Dr. T or something like that. We got the Laser Rangers still loaded up. And yeah, so looking forward to Season 41. And just to touch on yesterday's video, I'm okay with the server split now. I wasn't sure how it was going to work. And I do think, it's still kind of, there's pros and cons, right? I don't think it's necessarily great or very bad. It just means the games are gonna be different, and we're gonna be playing each other a lot more times. It might be harder to rank up at times, and matchmaking might get weird, and the queue times might be a little bit longer. But we don't have any. We got rid of a lot of the cheating in the game at the top. We got rid of a lot of, a lot of stuff that we didn't want to deal with like that. And it's certainly easier to rank up, which is cool, just by having less players. So I don't know, you win some and you lose some. That's kind of, it's a little bit of both, but yeah, it's interesting nonetheless. So yeah, we're back to our Laser Rangers on Dr. T, and we will have Season 41 should be announced later on today at some point, hopefully. So we'll see what we have for like a season name and a title there. That's going to be interesting. And I'm not sure again on the schedule because I know the season season 40 got delayed, right? So I don't know what's going to happen there in terms of when they're going to be able to put it out, or if they're going to delay it again to get back on the regular schedule, because typically they like to line up Warship ends, Crab begins. So yeah, we'll see what happens there, and I'll obviously keep you guys updated if there's any changes or anything like that. But yeah, just wanted to talk a little bit today, just kind of a wrap up on the season. We didn't really get a chance to touch on the boom mines yesterday because we were talking about the server split so much. So yeah, overall it was a good season. It was fun. The only thing I didn't like was towards the end, it got really hard to get to rank 24. It was just, I don't know, it felt like even though the tech tree was good and stuff, like there just wasn't that ability to really pull away, depending on what you were using. Maybe there was, I certainly couldn't find it, and I don't think that a lot of you guys were able to rank up, faster towards the end of the season either. So I think that's just how the game is, especially when we're playing a lot of high level players and the matchmaking is a little bit tougher. But yeah, it is what it is. So I thought it was a great season with a couple mishaps, but you guys let me know. You guys let me know your comments in the comment section there. Whether you liked the season, you didn't like it, what you liked, what you didn't like, and everything in between. So guys, always thank you so much for watching. That is going to wrap it up for the video today. Make sure to leave a like if it's interesting, entertaining, or informative. We'll catch you next one, guys. Chicken out. Bear.